Hey everybody, how you doing today? This is a video just covering what's going on with the metals market right now, because we have seen gold past $1,400, which is something that hasn't happened in a long time, right? And currently it is 1419, 1420, around there. The bid and ask is relatively close, and my question was, do we take some profit now at these levels, because it has gone up quite fast in a short amount of time. So I did some backtracking on how long ago when we saw this kind of price action, right? So 2010 was the start of the bull market for well, actually 2009 to 2010. That's when it really started to go rise, right? Because gold was usually around $700, and then it started to go over 1,000, and then it hit 1,400 over here, and then it took off to 1,900, back down to 1,600. Okay, and after that we had some, a couple of like 1,800, close to 1,800 calls, but it did not pass 1,900 again, and then we started the downturn from 1,700 all the way down to 12. And we've been seeing 1,200 at the lowest being like 1150, or was it 1050? I forget. Here it is, 1050 here in 2015. So, it hasn't really done much. And we hit 1350 in 2016. We hit 1350 again in 2017. And we hit 1350 again in 2018. So it's been a ceiling for the past 3 years, right? 1, 2, 3. We didn't really want to go over 1350 too much. I mean, it did a little bit here and there, but it just would not go any higher. And the previous years, it was relatively in a lower trading range from 1050 to 1300. And 1250, 1375, which is a little bit higher here, but overall it's been in that range, right? So let's take a look at 2019, and we've been in the same kind of range again, but a little bit higher, 1280 to like 1340. So we were expecting some kind of range in between 1280, maybe even lower than 1280, maybe like 1210, and then it's been just kind of going back and forth. But again, this started to look bearish again, and we thought it might go down a little lower, but it did not. And from here on, something happened from May into June. We don't really know why it would go up this much so fast. It's a very steep incline. And again, right now, steep incline. Yeah, there's stuff going on with Iran, and they shut down a U.S. military drone. So it has gone up. But is there something else that's happening that's making the prices go higher, right? So to see this go all the way to 1420 is a very fresh new thing. It hasn't done this in a long time. So do you take profits now? If history repeats itself, it should go back down to at least 1280 or even lower, but it's kind of been in a bullish sentiment. Over here, when we first started the year, I think a lot of us are saying that it's been bullish, and it hit 1350, and like, wow, is it going to do it again? And it did the same thing. It reverted back to, close to where it started from, try to do it again, failed, try to do it again, failed. And we were thinking, okay, we're going to probably have the same kind of pattern, but no, we broke out. So if the trend holds where you have gold break out of its normal range, if the trend holds, even though it broke out, it should go back down to somewhere in the 1300 or lower 1300, or even like 1280, somewhere around there. So do you take profit here, right? If you have, like, I don't know, let's just say you have 10 ounces of gold. Do you sell maybe 2 or 3 ounces and take profit, and then leave that money on the side to buy back gold again when it goes back down to 1280 or even lower. So that's the question, we have to think about, because is gold going to go even higher than this? And I'm thinking when it hit here, when it hit 13, around here, 1380, 1390, I thought that was the time to sell. And no, it broke 1400. So maybe we need to wait a little bit longer. I'm not sure. But the US dollar is weak, or weak against other currencies. So yeah, I'm thinking it doesn't hurt to sell some of your gold now. And I also wanted to look into Bitcoin's chart, because I think it's doing something a little similar, not quite, but Bitcoin was around 6,000 for a fair amount of months, going from August into November. Then it crashed down to the low of 3,200, and it didn't go any lower than that. 3,200 was the lowest. And you got to follow this green line. Okay, the green line is the US dollar value, and the blue line is market cap. Okay, so you don't really want to know about the market cap, but just follow the green line. So it's been like flat for a while here, and eventually started to take some momentum back to the 6,000 mark for a little bit, and then around the same time again, like from May to June. Right, May going into June, Bitcoin goes from 6,000 to 8,000, and then boom, we passed and we hit 11,000, a little bit past 11,000. So something's going on where the dollar is being devalued, and other assets, including gold and Bitcoin, both are classified as commodities. Right, Bitcoin is still not considered a currency in the eyes of the U.S. government, so it is deemed a commodity and not a currency. So you do have to pay taxes every time you make a profit on them. So I just wanted to show you this chart as well. And for those of you who picked up Bitcoin in this range here, or even around here when it started to go up, you did pretty well. And let's just say that all of us who've been buying precious metals, instead of buying precious metals at these prices, what if we bought silver, or not silver, Bitcoin at these prices? And now you can buy silver with your Bitcoin, or you could buy gold with your Bitcoin at APMEX or any other place, JM Bullion, right? I think a lot of them accept cryptocurrencies now, so you can buy with some of your gains with your crypto, and buy some bullion too, if you want to do it that way. So yeah, a lot of things happening now, and there's speculation there's something going on with the monetary system. Who knows? Let me show you a little something here. Here is Donald Trump walking out on his birthday, June 14th was it? And I watched somebody's video, I don't know who it was, and these are people who like always look behind the scenes, so to speak. And apparently on this day outside the White House, President Trump said something about a special announcement coming up in a couple of weeks, and he was wearing a gold tie, which is unusual for him to wear a gold tie, because he usually doesn't. It's always like your normal colors like blue or red or something like that. And the guy was looking into possibly Donald Trump working with the financial systems to bring gold back into play somehow. And that's the announcement coming in a couple of months. No, actually a couple of weeks, he said, right? So it's already been a week or two, so it should be coming. I'm thinking probably sometime in July he might say something. I don't know if that's true or not, but if he does say something about the monetary system, that will probably even jolt the gold, the currency market, stock market. If he's going to introduce some type of like, asset-backed currency, we'll see. We'll find out in July if he does say anything about that. It would really be shocking, right? So that's what I have for you right now. You know, at these prices, like I could do a deal video saying, hey, you can get gold for $14.35 and save, you know, 15 bucks or 10 bucks or whatever. But I'm thinking, you know, now is not the time to buy, but I would say time to sell some. Just wanted to know what your guys' opinions are. Any of you who have excess amount of gold you've been buying and you want to sell some, you know, maybe this is the time to sell. If you have any opinions on it, if you could leave the comments down below, that'd be cool. Okay. So, that's just it. That's it basically. I did have, some other like new releases. I was going to talk about that in this video, but I'm like, you know what, let me keep it separated and do a separate video on the new releases. So I'll try and get that out to you later this week, and we'll talk some more about coins and gold and silver, right? So thanks for watching. If you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, and if you found the video useful, please hit the thumbs up, and I'll speak to you guys in the next video. Thanks.